Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer at the Coffee Corner Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is from courtrooms to startups, crafting laws and ventures. We have with us Aditya Prakash Rao, partner at PLR Chambers, active investor into startups, and co-founder of RecruVia. Aditya seamlessly blends his expertise to corporate law with entrepreneurial ventures. With over 15 years in public policy and legislative advisory, his journey has taken him from advising Government of India and Fortune 500 companies to co-founding innovative ventures, working as a strategic angel investor in several ventures. As a partner at PLR Chambers, he has been fortunate to shape legal frameworks and support startups in their growth journeys. So it will be a lovely conversation going through Aditya's journey in policy making, in advising startups, and his personal interest in everything. So welcome Aditya to today's
Thank
coffee
you,
conversation.
Amir, and the entire coffee team for having me. It's wonderful. And I'm glad to be having this conversation.
So let me explain you. There are uh, three rounds: professional, personal, and a surprise, the rapid fire round. So you have to be witty, fun, and quick, and you will get your gift.
Super. I look
This
forward to
which will be autographed and sent to you.
it.
So, friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation and legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal startups, SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training solutions. So, my first question: how has the journey shaped till date, Aditya?
Wonderful. I mean, I have no complaints. I love what I do. And I think it's been characterized by all that I have read, seen, and people say. I think I've had the good fortune of having experienced many shades of law, professional settings, work environments, colleagues, and I would say it's an enriching experience every day.
Wow. So, as I introduce you, okay, your work for policy making. So, what got you excited into? Because you have got a mix. You're wearing what do you say? This author is there, six thinking hats. So you're wearing multiple hats. So let us take one hat at a time and you go in the conversation to understand each role. So my first one will be: what got you excited into policy making, and how has it been working with government India and their agencies?
So there are multiple points. I think किसी की भी अपनी खुद की निजी जर्नी में कोई ऐसा सिंगुलर इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट शायद नहीं होता है जो एक करियर डिसीजन को या किसी चॉइस को इम्पैक्ट करता है मेरे मेरे साथ भी ऐसा ही था आई वुडंट से मल्टीपल इन्फ्लेक्शन पॉइंट बट आई हैड अ लॉट ऑफ इकोसिस्टम फैक्टर्स दैट लेड टू दिस आई हैव ऑलवेज वॉच्ड government decision making at an early age from close proximity. In college, administrative law, we had one of the best professors, I would say, in India over a very, very complex subject. And for my internships, I sort of went by a process of cancellation. So I went through litigation, trial court, arbitration, Supreme Court, High Court internships, and then corporate law. And I finally landed up with this lady who was in a particular firm, and she's now in the US. And we were doing something on TRIPS, the Trade-Related Intellectual Property Rights Treaty, and India's compliance, and so on and so forth. And that got me really, really excited to see that there's actually commercialization of such a service, and there's actually value in that. So that's what got me spurred, and then I went to intern at the policy division at Amarchand Mangaldas, the erstwhile firm, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Wow. Okay. So as you shared, you worked with erstwhile Amarchand Mangaldas. Now it has been named as Sam Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas. So what key lessons from that time is still guiding you in your career in handling multiple entrepreneurial roles also, legal roles, and now as a partner at PLR Chambers?
Uh, I think for any young professional, and I'm no different, the formative years that you spend in your first role have a lasting impression on your habits. And in my professional infancy days, Unified Amarchand Mangaldas, which then became SAM, the Delhi office where we were situated, played a very, very big role in some of the habits that I formed till now, which serve me in good stead. I think one uh, is client trust is everything. Trust comes through transparency. There has to be perseverance towards your work product, and immersion is key. And I think these are guiding principles that we got uh, at Amachal consistently back then.
Wow. So let's go to your next role as a corporate and regulatory law you're handling. So, what is your approach to handling complex corporate and regulatory legal challenges?
Look, I think at the heart of all of this is trying to boil things down to first principles. If there are opposing sides or if there are multiple sides, and then trying to figure out the workable solution. And as a lawyer, again, I would say my approach to things have been to go to the primary level in terms of research, or what you would call as root cause analysis, right? That serves you in very, very good stead.
Wow. So, Aditya, what are the biggest challenges facing corporate law today, and how do you stay ahead of them?
I think the corporate law world in the way it traditionally is understood, which is your PE, M&A, transactional advisory, corporate compliance, etc. A large part of this from a business perspective is going to get standardized if it has not already. And I think that is one part which is going to impact the business of law. Firms or organizations that are able to adequately equip themselves with tech and the right resources handling that tech are going to stay ahead. They're going to be efficient. The other challenge that I see is that uh, the general base of services is fast eroding. People are looking for specialists. So when you're looking at something, you want to do a food M&A deal, you would want to go with someone who actually understands food law as well, because it's the nuances of that transaction that really are the give or take. And as corporate lawyers or as lawyers and advisors generally, one of the things is that you may have done a deal at XYZ point in time. Whatever cracks in that deal are going to show up in your own lifetime, right? So you will see it sort of coming from that pattern.
Wow. So, let's go memory down the lane. Can you share an impactful case of project you have worked in your journey?
Without getting into specific details, because
Yeah,
as
yeah.
lawyers, you have confidentiality
I
clauses,
know,
of
I know.
course. But I think for me, it the it was an assignment on legislative drafting where we had to give a very, very unique solution to government on a problem that they wanted to solve, where even the foreign partners in terms of the foreign countries and trading partners were also looking at solving that issue around a particular trade. And the legislative framework around that was kind of missing. Broadly, without again getting into too many specifics, I think the assignment allowed for us to look at how do you distill economic principles into law and protecting domestic interests. So that kind of, to me, is something that I would say is the most fascinating till date.
Wow. So, Aditya, what trends in regulatory law do you predict will shape the future of corporate legal practice?
One, regulators are getting very, very savvy. Your enforcement officers are no longer what you would casually, unfortunately, but casually perhaps call as tech dinosaurs. They know how to assimilate data. They know how to look at patterns. And therefore, not only is enforcement and regulatory action that much sharper, it's also far more accurate. As a result of which, regulation development pace has also started to increase. You would see across the board, regulatory advisories, standards are now being rehashed or updated far more regularly. So I think for just the sheer pace at which all of this is being done is challenge number one. The second is to adequately recognize that the regulators are also sitting with a fresher task force, so to speak, and therefore you need to conduct yourselves in a prim and proper fashion. And the third, according to me, is again more tech enabled. How do you integrate yourself with tech? Even regulators now, if you see most of the ease of doing business conversations that are happening, are moving towards self-assessments, digital audits, compliances. And I'll give you a very interesting example of a project that we worked on. This is with the state government, and this is on industrial allocation of plots, right? And one of the biggest issues that you face is you've got the allotment of the plot, which is the so-called auction process, right? Or some sort of a public distribution process or competitive price discovery. But then starts the real struggle for any entrepreneur or person wanting to establish a unit. You have to go through getting the lease agreement. After the letter of allotment, you need to then get your site plan sanctioned. This is all even before you're able to lay the first brick to get your plant going, right? Plant or unit going. And the more the amount of delay, the more the amount of capital erosion or potential earning lost. This Industrial Development Corporation has actually come up with implementation of an AI-based tool allowing you to upload AutoCAD designs along with lat long of your plots, verifiable, which are allowing for automated approval of your site plans. So it's collapsing a 180-day plus day journey, perhaps, and through reams of red tape into a potentially a 24 to 48-hour process.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. So let's go to your next role as a mentor of the Advisory Board of Christ University, Delhi, NCR. So what are your roles and responsibilities as a mentor over there?
So I'm a member of the advisory board, not a mentor to the advisory board. And the I frequently like to engage in activities around legal education and general research and public policy. It keeps us nimble, keeps us sharp. As an individual, keeps me going on the different perspectives that come in. So my typical role would involve not just at Christ, in other engagements also. I've worked with NALSA and other institutions as well, National University Odisha. It's around looking at pedagogy, curriculum design, inputs around that. Of course, you have guardrails of the professional regulator, but you have the ability to play around and bring fresher content across, which makes the roadway and the impact to market for a student that much lesser. So I try and play that role, and what I try and extract from there is a fresher perspective.
Ah, beautiful. So let's go to your uh, next role as angel investor. How has having played co-founder and angel investor in a startup ecosystem influenced your legal perspective?
Okay. I think one, uh, how do you deal with failure? Abject failure, right? RecruVia, I would not term it as a failure, but it was not a financial success. We started it, and I think it was ahead of its time, and we had to shut it down, right? That's one. Second, speed and consistent execution trumps everything else, right? And third, uh, be aware of the explicit and implied assumptions you are making when you are going down a particular path.
Beautiful. So, Aditya, who's influenced you or mentored you from the legal world, and what key lessons have you learned from them?
I think this one is very, very hard because I've been fortunate enough to have mentors across the board, and in terms of a singular guiding light, it will be doing disservice to so many folks. But I would say that these are former partners at Unified Amarchand Mangaldas who are not my reporting partners, right? My reporting partner, the managing partner, these are members of judiciary who have come in. These are actually also regulators with whom through interaction and working you've had an experiential learning, and eventually they've gone on to become mentors, and I've had such a good relationship that when I do end up hitting a mental roadblock, so to speak, on a solution that I'm looking at, I have the ability to be able to lean onto their good offices to try and figure out a solution.
Wow. So, Aditya, how has technology helped you, and which legal tech tool has impacted your work?
Oh, okay. I think the question should be the other way around. It should be exclusionary to say which tech tool has not impacted your work in today's day and age. But I think tech has really transformed it. I came at the age where the side scroll Blackberries were the go-to devices, right? And it had its own limitations. We did not have Zoom, for example. I think it's made things much better. The speed of execution has improved. The challenges really are not so much so with the tech. It's so much so to be able to find the right suite of tech that is most suited for your needs as an organization, as an individual.
Wow. So, my last one will be, what advice would you give to young lawyers looking to balance traditional legal roles with entrepreneurial pursuits?
Well, I think one, every professional is actually an entrepreneur. So you are wearing both the hats at all times. And as long as you are cognizant of that, I think you're going to augur well in life. The one thing that I would say is that immersion is key. And I completely believe that. If you're going to execute a task just for the sake of executing the task, if you're going to appear for the matter just for the sake of appearing for the matter, uh, it is going to be very telling. It's like, is that 5-degree rudder that you make today, which is going to put you 5 kilometers apart 5 years down the line.
Wow. So, let's go to the next round and understand Aditya as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
I have a fairly large family. If I was to go from my mother's side and father's side, and I'm very blessed for that. I'm very, very connected with my family. I have my parents and my elder sister, and I'm married with a young child.
So, let's go to your college days, ILS Law College, Pune. What are your memories, experience from those days?
Wonderful. I think having uh, it taught me autonomy and taught me the consequences of actions, responsibility, and in many ways, I think ILS was the perfect blend for me, at least, in terms of being able to see the world from a perspective of you're a non-Maharashtrian in Maharashtra, in an extremely cosmopolitan city, in a law college, and with a very traditional campus, right? Of course, now the college has gone through iterations of infrastructure development. When we were there, we were still I'm saying looking at the infra which was probably put out in the 90s. So it was a wonderful experience for me, and I think for me the faculty mattered a lot. To have Sathe sir, to have Nilima Barbade ma'am, who are both, I mean, who are all pillars in their relevant streams, was really engaging for me.
Okay. So, what's a hobby or activity that helps you unwind, relax?
Any physical activity, to be very honest. It could be a weekend badminton or hitting out at the gym. I travel a lot for work because I work a lot with governments and at states, and there's that infrequent foreign travel as well for work. So I make sure that I reset in the gymnasium, swimming pool, or the playing track wherever I can.
Wow. So, Aditya, what's one book, movie, or web series that has deeply influenced your outlook?
I wouldn't say web series. I don't think web series were invented then. But I don't know अगर आपको याद होगा एक
अरे आप अभी भी देखते नहीं है वेब सीरीज कीप वाचिंग वेब
एक
सीरीज डे इन
एक
डे
एक
आउट
एक अब
नाउ
वो
इज
शायद वेब
डब्बा
सीरीज बन
कार्टल
गया है।
डब्बा कार्टल इज
हाँ अब वो शायद वेब सीरीज बन गया है। तो मैं
हाँ
कह सकता हूँ बट एक चाणक्य नीति पे आता था डीडी पे। वो
हम्म
काफी लास्टिंग इम्पैक्ट था उसका एपिसोड मैंने बहुत एंजॉय करा है। In terms of books, there's just so many. मैं बहुत voracious reader नहीं था. In fact, मैं बुक से भागता था till college, you know. But most of the non-fiction work that I have read has left one dot somewhere on the canvas that my mind is. So I would say lasting impression would be difficult to be honest. But Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow, is a good one. And other than that, I would say, yeah, I think that's about it. No.
wow I'm a little curious about this beautiful painting behind you can you uh, tell us something about this painting
Oh, this is a hand paint with the fine sketch pen. This was picked out by my wife when we first moved into this office at PLR, and it's on a wooden campus. And this is depicting your typical Banaras Ghat.
Mhm. Wow. So deep thought of spirituality and work. So hats off to your wife for bringing in spirituality at work.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a fun fact about you that most people don't know?
A fun fact about me that people don't know. Okay. Um, I don't think there's much that's left. But of course there's like colleagues and then there's family and then there's friends. But the fun fact about me is uh, I would say that I don't enjoy going out as much as I say I do.
Okay. If you had to describe a perfect weekend, what would it look like?
Family and outdoorsy with,
Wow.
let's be realistic. I won't harp on work-life balance. We are professionals with limited amount of work-related calls or distractions.
Wow. Okay. So what are your plans for 2025, professional and personal, to achieve?
Personal, I think I started my fitness journey dedicatedly about 7 or 8 months back. So it's to continue on that path through a sustainable means. Uh, and professionally, I think my goals are to essentially continue to expand the work that PLR is doing, get into other realms of work. We're already at different jurisdictions in terms of outside India, executing work, but perhaps even scope, setting up office somewhere.
Wow, beautiful. So my last one will be a googly one. Describe Aditya in one line.
Describe Aditya in one line. Okay. Uh, Atypical Sagittarian who would okay, I'm really bad at this. I think, but I would say, yeah, atypical Sagittarian who, fun fact, who loves to cook. You asked me about fun fact, right? So yeah, what most people don't know is that I actually love to cook. Hmm.
See, the climber.
You got the wheels turning, huh?
Good one.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll ask you something in my. So let's go to the next round, the rapid fire round, and have
sure.
some fun. Courtroom debates or startup brainstorming.
Startup brainstorming.
Wow. Your go-to comfort food.
Go to comfort food. I would say momos.
Okay. Uh, what is your favorite dish which you like to cook again and again?
Favorite dish that I like to cook again and again. My family is largely vegetarian. I'm not. So yeah, it would be a paneer dish, with cashews in it. Yeah.
Wow. Workday in Delhi or weekend getaway.
Oh, work day in Delhi.
Wow. One thing you can't start your day without.
I can't start my day without coffee.
Okay. Success, passion, or persistence.
Bit of both.
Wow. Best piece of advice ever received.
Be brutal and be honest.
Wow. So it is, you have given the answer. Let's raise since we have had coffee. So coffee for both of us.
Yes.
Your favorite color.
Red.
You did well. And here's a gift.
Thank you so much.
So, friends, it was a lovely conversation having with Aditya Prakash Rao, handling multiple hats, multiple work roles, from policy making to corporate advisory to angel investment, being member at for Christ University. So many roles he's balancing, and yes, his creative pursuits. He's a good cook, so I'm inviting myself to have his family paneer dish. So whenever you're cooking, please
At
plan
your,
out
at your
for
own
I'm.
at your own peril. At your own
Uh,
peril. My family is perhaps very kind to me. So yeah.
So thank you for warning that. So yes, this episode all about, okay, how you can play multiple roles in your entrepreneurial journey. So all those people out there, not only for legal professionals, all women, men. This is episode, okay, how you can handle multiple work roles, multiple hats. Read that book of Six Thinking Hats of Edward D. Bono, and get inspired by that book by Aditya's journey. So this is all coffee conversation inspires to their experiences, their subject expertise. We have got over 350 plus episodes of the Coffee Corner Show. Watch them, subscribe, get inspired, implement in your life. And if you want to be featured like Aditya, visit our website, the Emerging India Forum, or our LinkedIn page, the Emerging India Forum, and our team will happily invite you to have coffee conversation. So take care.